Hi everyone, it's Kasia from Tarot Map. Welcome to my channel. This is a via to Natalia from Tarot Shrink, and she has recently done this video decks that inspire me or like create, this zest for life, for tarot life when you use them. So I thought I'm going to do a VR to it. It's a fun video. I'll always like these types of videos when people, share their faves in some way or another. So let's just go with it. So what decks inspire me at this moment? I have an array of decks. Some inspire me visually and make me want to go like, I just want to jump into this artwork and take a look and study. I have in mind this Alchemical Visions tarot deck. Look how huge it is. It's a really big deck. It's mass-produced deck. It's still on the more expensive side, but not like an indie deck. Comes with this companion book, fairly extensive. But to be honest, I haven't even read it. You know how sometimes you just don't want too much to study, and this is of course full of alchemical symbols, so the cards are huge. The artwork is beautiful. I love this artwork so much. How is that for the Ace of Coins, Ace of Pentacles? Such a, even if you read it intuitively, this is such a portal card. It's really moving towards something, right? I show you a couple of, I just did a couple of images on Instagram. If you don't subscribe to me on Insta, please just do, because I share a lot of decks there. I love the Six of Wands, full of life. So as you can see, there's a lot of alchemical symbolism, a lot of alchemical meanings behind the cards. And yeah, I'm just going to share some of the queens in this deck. This is the Queen of Wands. How cool is she? Even though I am Queen of Wands, this is pretty cool too, the Seven of Cups. I am Queen of Wands, energetically, just based on the fire element of my tropical Sagittarian sun. I would be Queen of Cups because in the constellational astrology and in the true skies astrology, I'm a Scorpio. So I was born when the sun was moving through the stars of Scorpio constellation, but projected onto the ecliptic, it would be Sagittarius part of the sky. So I kind of see, in myself, both of these energies going on. And I know that for many people, this combination of two systems seems confusing, but I seriously, if you're interested in this real sky astrology, invite you to get a reading from me. It's called Spiral Astrology Reading, and I explain everything there. Look at these Two of Wands. And how I use tropical and how I use true sidereal. So I'm just going to, so Queen of Wands would be one of these important archetypes for me, but I love Queen of Swords and Queen of Cups. It's not my favorite for some reason. I know it's for many people. How is this justice? Love her. So cool. So let's see. I just want to show you this Queen of Queen of Pentacles. It's okay, maybe not my favorite, but very evocative. But Queen of Swords, Empress is pretty cute too. Queen of Swords is amazing. Oh, there she is. Look at the skulls, off with their heads. Bit of Kali connotations, a little bit of Joan d'Arc connotations. I love it. So cool. So yeah, this deck definitely inspires me. I'm not in the mood for studying alchemy right now. So as I said, the booklet is still a mystery to me, so I can't really comment on it if it's a good book or not. But I can say that this is by Arthur Taussig. This is his name. Alchemical Visions. Tarot is 78 keys to unlock your subconscious mind. So this deck just inspires me. It looks so good. It makes me want to jump into the artwork. And even though I take the cards more intuitively than actually going for it, when the time is ripe, you know, there's a lot of studies to be had, and my Mars in Gemini loves that. Another one that I love is this Crimson Asteria Tarot, and here I have to say thank you to my friend Jennifer for swapping with me for this deck. It's so beautiful, and this to me is totally like divine feminine deck right now. And I actually, despite the fact that the booklet is the shittiest like organization or like font, I can barely read it. It's just like, it's not well done for how it's edited and published. But the text in it, it's interesting because the booklet and the meanings of the cards are actually based on the art of the cards. So they're not like a rendition of Rider-Waite-Smith meanings, but they vaguely inspired, but they actually have this amazing take from the feminine perspective. So there is Five of Cups, like, you know, there's a lot of kind of interesting images. And when you read about, you know, divine feminine lineage, there's a lot of symbolism here as well. You know, from doves and swans and beasts, and like, how cool is this magician? Love it. So there's witches. In Five of Cups, there's such a beautiful card with like of the burning witch on the stake. So it's a cool deck for like witch's wound. It has some additional cards which are just so beautiful. It's gorgeous. I love this deck a lot, and it's totally inspirational. And there's Medusa card as well. You know, there's a lot of snakes and Melusina, and yeah, it's amazing. I really, really love this deck. So it's also like such a pleasure to, you know, such a cool High Priestess Mary Magdalene card. It's such a great deck to use as well for just the texture and the pleasure of, you know, touching these cards. It's kind of so sweet. It was etched already, and it has those like fish-like scales backs. Very, very beautiful. So inspires me at this moment. Also, I have one class left, but for the last 5 months I've been doing this ritual postures, shamanic journeys with Belinda Gore, and I love her deck. So this is the Ancient Ritual Postures Oracle deck, and we have been journeying with a lot of these cards with a group. So we take on the posture. If you have this deck, you can do it by yourself as well. You take the posture and then you know, play a shamanic journey drumming track, and you can journey with this ancient ancestral posture. And it's interesting what it opens up when you actually use the messages from, you know, from the cards. And this deck is so beautiful. It has a couple of different groups of cards. I have a proper review of this deck and also a beautiful interview with Belinda, so you can take a look at you know, at what she has to share about the deck if this is something that you are interested in. It comes with a nice booklet as well with like inspiring kind of poetry plus prompts for working with the cards. Really, really great deck. And another one that I think it's so shamanic in its core, but also like it has a quiet but very powerful voice, is the Remembering the Sweet Fool Tarot. And I know that Trisha has now printed also, so this is like a regular tarot size, but Trisha has also printed the deck in the small version, which I think it's going to be really sweet to take into nature. So I'm going to receive this deck, like a small version deck for a review, so I'm going to share with you and compare. But here we have that gorgeous deck, and when you pull some cards together, they just create such amazing story. And you may feel that like, oh, I wouldn't know how to read with this deck because it's so abstract. It's actually vaguely, if you know Rider-Waite-Smith, you will be able even to draw on like your previous knowledge of the meaning, but to go intuitively with this deck and to connect the little dots. You know, I have also a class on how to read unusual tarot decks, which might be, you know, it's $15, so won't break the bank. But you can take a look on how to, you know, read with decks that don't kind of remind you of those traditional tarot images. But this deck is so beautiful, it's so sweet, and it's actually such a great reader that I highly recommend checking it out. Another one that I'm like loving, and I'm doing those Plant Ally and Flower Essences readings. There are two versions. You can just get the Plant Ally reading, but also you can get a Plant Ally and Flower Essence that I create based on the energy of the reading. And I have been using this new deck that I got. It's called Astro-herbology Tarot. I got it on Make Playing Cards. It is so cool, it's quirky, it has like some really funky images. I really love it. So if like, I'm just going to pick a couple of cards to show you. So for example, Willow, it's like psychic intuition, and you get all these water signs. Chariot, of course, it's connected to Cancer. Let's see. Tower, I keep pulling the majors. Protects from lightning. I love that because it's half on plants. So it's connected to astrology and it's connected to plants. That's why I love it. It has these awesome bags. Yeah, and it has decans used as well. So it's self-care for Five of Pentacles, and it's Lady's Bedstraw. So there is a name of the plant on the card, which I love. It has the decan, it has the number, and, you know, clearly marked a suit of the tarot, and it has some astrological information. If you're into decans, you can go even deeper, but also it's a great deck to read just intuitively because the artwork is cool and it's really quirky. There's a couple of cards if you're not a fan of penises. I think a gay person made it because the lovers are two guys with like, you know, naked guys. I don't mind, you know, but yeah, if you're not a fan, just a warning. If I find it, I show you. But yeah, it's really sweet, and it has so devil is kind of quirky. And there is also I just love it. Like, look at this, like ease muscles, and there's this like torture bed or something. Somebody had like really good sense of humor, so it can be really well for embodying the tarot, for health readings. It's got all this kind of interesting. I think I'm going to use it more as a, oh, there is the Lover's card. I'm going to use it more as a oracle deck because I love the keywords that they have. Remove obstructions, or page of prophet dreams, or fortifies energy. It's just fun. Growth. So I love it. It's a really great deck. I don't know, I've never seen anybody talking about it. It's called, again, Astro-herbology deck. I don't know who created it. It's on Make Playing Cards, so probably the name is there. I'm sorry, I don't remember. But I got told about it by my friend Lina from Tarot of Transformation, and thank you so much that you let me know, Lina. If you ever watch this video, then kudos to you for letting me know about this deck. Love it, and it inspires me. Now onto my Carol Herzer's decks. I actually wasn't sure when I purchased this one. It's a glitter baby blue deck. So it doesn't have any color. It just has these gorgeous blue bags with glitter, which won't show up much now. And it has this kind of otherworldly vibe because of the, you know, kind of bluish. And Carol says that when you actually read with decks like this, like your intuition gets heightened because you don't get so distracted with the color. So you go into this like archetypal realm maybe a little bit easier. And I have to say that I tend to agree, because in the beginning I wasn't sure if I'm going to like decks like this. You know, I love color. I actually enjoy having colorful array of cards, but I got straight away into reading with this deck, and it's actually such a great deck to use with other decks who are very colorful and have a lot of, you know, kind of distractions to offer. This one is very like zooms in. So this is Baby Blue, handmade by Carol Herzer, and then two of her other decks. This is the Inner Truth, which comes in this gorgeous bag, and I have black sparkly bags, And this deck is just amazing when it comes to glitter. This is my favorite deck, and it's such a good reader too. So it's pure Rider-Waite-Smith. If you don't know about Carol Herzer's decks, I've done a couple of videos recently, so take a look at my whole collection. I have a box arriving today. My friend Victoria just killed me with kindness again, and I'm going to record a video for you, of course, because I don't even know exactly what's in the box. So we are going to do what's in the box video. But yeah, Inner Truth is amazing. It's like inverted color version of Rider-Waite-Smith. But I have to say that right now my favorite and the deck that speaks to me the most is the one which I was gifted by Honey Lou. We swapped for a couple of different things, but I love it. I knew this deck was mine. I just knew it when I saw it. It was an instant connection, and this deck has just perfect voice for me. It's just enough color so I don't get bored, but it's also, you know, that kind of quiet voice, and I just love that fluorescent bits. And it speaks so well. By the way, if you noticed, I do have new nails, and I decided that even though I live in the country without a shop, I just cannot... this is going to be my item for self-care, okay? Going to the town once a month, catching up with my friends, going to a restaurant or cafe or whatever, doing the city life and doing my nails. And then I have a month of nice nails, even though it's hard to keep those nails really like in good shape because I'm constantly in earth and digging for, you know, planting things. But nevertheless, I'm so excited to have my nails back, and this girl who does my nails, she's so good. She's such a great artist. So yeah, this is it's called the Snow Starlight deck by Carol Herzer, and I love it. It's the best reader right now for me from Carol's decks. So 4 more decks to go, all right? One is this sweet deck I got on Etsy at some point. It's called the Vintage Flower Fairies cards. It is with the artwork of, oh God, what's her name? You guys probably know. If you know, please write it in the comment. Mary... I can't remember, but you know whose artwork it is. Either Flower Fairies tarot deck or Vintage Flower Fairies cards. Not sure. It came with 2 of those. And I use it also for those plant ally readings. Depending, I choose these decks in like intuitively. But yeah, it's just one of those, you know, sweet decks. And it's really cool. And it has this, you know, the illustrations, but also keywords. The keywords, in my opinion, don't go so often that great with the tarot as I kind of know the cards, but nevertheless, it can be used more like an oracle deck, and just the imagery is so sweet. So yeah, I got it on Etsy at some point, so I think if you put the name, maybe she still sells them. This one is mass-produced, The Seasons of the Witch, Litha Oracle by Rockpool. Love this deck. I never really got into all this Season of the Witch Oracle decks, but this one and the Imbolc one, it is so good. So I'm going to get the Imbolc one as well, but this one is so sweet. It has this artwork of this like naive art, folk art feel that I kind of grew up with, like Polish folk art. And it's really cute. So I love to use it, you know, in tarot readings as well. And this one was inspired by Natalia as well. I know that she loves those the animal deck. But for me, here in the countryside that I live in, this Fairy Enchanted Phoraxa Tarot, which is mass-produced as well, feels so right. And I took it to nature a couple of times, and you know how I do walks with nature and tarot, I always ask questions and I pull cards, and that's how I kind of converse with nature. I love when nature responds with an image. So sometimes I hear things, sometimes, you know, I feel things, but I love using cards as this kind of inspiration or prompt for discussion with nature. So this deck is really cool. It works well. So this one is also being used, and it's such a summer deck for me for some reason. Like, it just has this, probably it has all the seasons in it, but for me it's a very summery deck. And the last one that I have the last one and two more last ones and it's finished. So the new one is this Anatomy of Healing by Fran Zisler, and that's a really cool deck as well if you're into anatomy. I did a review of this as well. I think my last video shows all the cards and tells you what I think about it. You can see the cool keywords that she chose. It's a good booklet too. Great deck for inner work and, like, you know, just discovery of stuff connected to the body as well. So really cool. And then these two. So the European Goddess and Spirits Oracle deck by Johanna Pole. It's on, I think she finished her Kickstarter or just is finishing, and I highly recommend getting this deck. I know there's like millions of oracle decks about goddesses, but this deck is really well put through with a thorough research, really good prepared. The booklet is really great for the cards. The artwork is lovely. The colors are so cool. I know that, like, one criticism could be that the faces all look very, like, young. Even the old ones look kind of young, but I don't even mind so much, because usually that annoys me. But in this deck, somehow it just, like, I kind of, you know, don't pay so much attention. The big book, if you manage to get it, it's great. Highly recommend it. Lots of information about the goddesses. It's based on the European folklore and pantheon. So if you're from Europe specifically, you might really enjoy it, or you have ancestry from here. Very, very cool. And then the last one that I really wanted to give big high five to, and that inspired my Plant Alley readings, actually, is the Herbal Healing deck. I love this deck, and the book is so good, and the cards, it was out of print. Maybe it's in print again, I don't know, but it was printed by Schiffer, actually, yeah. So if you're into plant decks, even though the artwork is not maybe like you know, all-consuming, it's okay, but it's the spirits of the plants, and there is this spirit-plant communication that you can practice with this deck. And this deck is just very kind of to the point. It connects well with the archetype, with the plant. It shows it from the physical and energetic perspective in the booklet. It's really great, and it uses nice plants that are kind of growing around, and if you're in the northern hemisphere especially, you will be familiar with most of them. So highly recommend the Herbal Healing decks. So these are mostly the decks that inspire me at this particular moment. I keep pulling the old ones, like now this week I'm going to definitely use the Wooden Tarot and the Earthbound Oracle. Such old decks, 2014 maybe I got them, I don't know, a long time ago. I keep opening my old cupboards and pulling decks out. But next video that's coming is this Carol Herzer haul, what's in the box. So if you guys excited about Carol's decks, or you don't know them, or you want to see what what surprise Victoria sent me, then please join me for the next video. Subscribe so you don't miss anything, and let me know what inspires you, and which of my decks do you think, like, ooh, inspires me too. All right, guys, as you can see, I'm a bit excited because I'm waiting for the postman. All right, if you're on Carol Herzer binge, what do you do? What do you do? See you later. Bye.